Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But inside is so delightful.
It's Christmas in July.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Sounds like heaven.
Season 11.
Bum.
Bum. All right. That's right, everyone. Welcome to the second installment of Christmas in July 2024. Tonight we're taking a look at it's a little bit of an odd selection, but Dragon, we had such a good time with Letters from Franklin, I believe it was called.
I don't think it was letters from Franklin, but
Why am I thinking? Am I thinking of postcard? I'm literally thinking of postcards from Buster.
yeah.
What what's the Franklin short called?
I'm trying to remember if it was just. I think it was Welcome Franklin or was crap. Now you got me.
Welcome Home Franklin.
Welcome Home Franklin.
There
Yes.
we go. We got there, folks. We got there. All right.
So for a moment, I thought it might have been just called singularly Franklin. I was like, no, it's not just called singularly Franklin. It was like Welcome Franklin, but Welcome Home Franklin. Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
Because it's moving.
we had a really good time with that, and so we figured we want to kind of dip our toes back into the Apple TV Plus Peanuts well. But Dragon, tell the folks why this was a little bit of a frustrating thing to try and name. Like this is an odd duck as far as the naming conventions go.
Okay, so yeah, so the Peanuts basically going forward, they've been essentially kind of owned by Apple TV, Apple TV Plus, more accurately, and because of that, they're very much tailoring towards the streaming platform, and sadly, the episode names and like kind of longevity of which is kind of an afterthought because that's kind of the way Apple TV does a lot of stuff. They don't really dig into kind of like the episode names. That's not a thing through all the shows, but specifically for their animated stuff. It's basically each segment has a name, but if you were to like look this up on Wikipedia per se, you will find the segment names. You will not find like an overarching episode thing because that's the structure of all these Snoopy
But if you look
shorts.
it up on Google, it's the name of the second vignette. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's really odd. It's
like
really
basically
odd.
we had an option, folks. We could have done it one of three ways. We could have because each season has a holiday or a winter themed episode. The first season just has one's winter. Season two ends with Christmas. Season three ends with Christmas. And we could have either listed all three vignette names. We could have listed as it appears. If you were to go on the app or Google or what have you, you would have the middle one. Or basically, we just keep it vague that apparently it's a seasonal, literally a seasonal thing that they do. So that's what we went with. If you don't like it, blame this guy. I listed out all the options. Okay, so there we go.
All right. So yeah. But so Dragon, do you have any other context for what the Snoopy Show is, and kind of like to build that up a little bit?
Yeah. So again, Apple since kind of getting essentially they've gotten I believe they've just gotten the rights to the Peanuts really good distribution thing. Like they're making new shorts that are basically tailored towards the Apple platform, and they've been remarkably good. They have been on brand. It's been a great upscale since. Well, I suppose it's a really good upgrade since what it used to be. Like the last thing we had before, I always go with this example. I believe it's happiness is a warm blanket. It was the one. It was the short about Linus, basically about Linus in the blanket. And this was before the Peanuts movie. That's what I'm saying. Like back in the day when we were getting new recent Peanut stuff, it wasn't cutting the mustard. But then we get the movie, which had really worked a lot of magic. And then really the thing that we've gotten after that was this show was kind of the Apple deal, which gave us like basically started with the Snoopy show, and I think Snoopy in space, then the Snoopy show, and then Camp Snoopy. So Antigua, this is not just like little like individual shorts. These are like three series that are led by Snoopy. Snoopy's very busy. And on top of that,
Yeah, apparently.
and on top of that, we're still getting specials like the Marcy special, or like the Lucy special, or like we talked about recently, the Franklin special, and Peppermint Patty has a special. We're kind of showcasing the individual Peanuts characters and giving them really nice specials that kind of say something really nice about the characters that aren't just Charlie Brown. And they've been kind of doing a successful version of the Muppet thing lately. We've been highlighting kind of the underrepresented, kind of like side characters of the Muppets, in this case, the Peanuts characters, and we've kind of let them show, we've let them shine, let them showcase themselves, and as a backup plan, they always have like gobs of Snoopy, and lo and behold.
All right, so we got Code Geass in the comments as well as Little Blue. So Code Geass is making a point that honestly I'm not going to disagree with as much as you might think, man. He says, in my opinion, the Peanuts franchise has been consistently mid. It's never been memorably bad or memorably great. It's a franchise that coasts around by playing things safe. Dragon, honestly, as much as Code Geass is like the king of hot takes, I honestly kind of agree with him to a certain extent where, yes, Peanuts is a franchise that does kind of get by playing things safe, kind of playing the hits, if you will. But honestly, I don't really mind that. And I kind of feel like the best Peanut stuff is the stuff that like really sticks to the classic formula of the shorts, gives us a little bit of cynicism mixed with some heartwarming elements to it. I do think there's been standout Peanuts media over the years, specifically, of course, the Peanuts movie. I mean, I think that was a high point.
Yep.
But I mean, honestly, other than that, Code Geass, you're not entirely wrong. Like I feel like Peanuts is just kind of like a vibe cartoon. So I kind of get what you're saying, honestly. Anyways, Dragon, do you have anything you want to just kind of like a thesis statement about this in particular that you want to get into?
Well, it's not the first time the Peanuts have revisited, the big one, the Christmas. It's not the first time, and sadly, every other time we kind of revisit, it's never going to encapsulate the simplicity of the original, Peanut special. But again, this does not quite have to meet the same burden of kind of monolithicism, if you will. It's it's part of a show. It's like they're shorts, and in the past they've done like short vignetted things, but a lot of it felt kind of spare, kind of like the loose change of the holiday season for the Peanuts. And it's nice and it's cute, and I would still watch them. But this, however, again tailored towards the Snoopy Show, and it's very targeted focus on it's it's kind of like the world of the Peanuts through its most through its Fonzie of characters, with Snoopy. Through the breakout character, through like the eye catcher.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we keep like the show itself. It keeps it short and simple and very cute and cuddly. And I think it's successful. I think it does the job. I think it puts you in the holiday spirit, and I think it works even if you're watching it in July.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got to admit, I'm not as high on it as you are. I certainly think there's some nice stuff here for sure. I think the third one is the highlight, Dragon. I think specifically one moment that I couldn't resist sort of geeking out about just a little bit before we went on air. I can't wait to get to that moment in particular. That for me was like the clear standout bit. The rest of them, the other two, I think are nice. Certainly, I kind of think like as the vignettes go on, they get better as they go on. I'm not really that into the first one. We'll kind of talk through it. There's some nice bits in there, but yeah, I'm looking forward to going through it. And as Little Blue did point out, the Peanuts did kind of like break new ground. We broke new ground in TV by introducing the animated holiday specials. So very much kind of like the DNA of what we do on Christmas in July is kind of like ode to the Peanuts in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
All right. So without further ado, you ready to get right into it, Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we start with "'Twas the Nest Before Christmas," and Dragon, I think this one is good. I just think that it's just kind of like, okay, we're doing another retelling of The Night Before Christmas. There's some charming bits here, but overall, I don't really think it does anything that really captures my attention. But how does it start off?
Well, let's see. So we have, Snoopy. He's out in the snow. We got snow right out of the gate. We got snow. We have a mug with mistletoe on it, hot cocoa. So we get kind of nice seasonal vibes. Snoopy is writing, sure to be the next bestseller. which Sally, which we're going to find out what he just wrote. Sally, meanwhile, she's having trouble getting to sleep, excited for Christmas, and Charlie Brown walks in there, and she reiterates that, hey, Sally, you have to go to sleep, otherwise Santa's going to be a no-show. So she wants a bedtime story. Charlie Brown stinks at bedtime stories. What's Charlie Brown to do? So thankfully, book just drops in his lap thanks to his good pal Snoopy, which is "'Twas the nest." It was the night before. Did they say night or nest? Because
honestly, I think in the short itself they say night.
Yeah, I thought I heard night. That's why.
Yeah.
It was the night before. Again, there's making it kind of cutesy because of the Woodstock title here. Anyway, so it was the night before Christmas, written by Snoopy with a lot of help from what was it, Clement Clark Moore.
Do you know if that's a reference to something?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's the guy who wrote the night before Christmas.
Oh, okay. I mean, that would make sense. Yeah,
so that's the joke, and that's really adorable. It's like, oh, with a lot of help.
Yeah,
and I'm saying, it's like, take a look. Yes, it's a story that's been done, but they know it's been done to death, and they're like acknowledging that from the start.
All right, look, I'm just saying, out of the three of the shorts, this is the one that I think is the least substantial, but it's still nice. It's still
Tiki, you gotta walk before you can run.
All right, so let's go through it. Like, we already hit like 2 or 3 tropes already just in what you recap. So we have the staying awake because you're too excited to go to sleep at Christmas. I think that's a trope in itself.
The Christmas Eve bedtime story.
Indeed, and then also just retelling of Night Before Christmas.
Let's make that the new tradition. Forget that's how we update it. Okay, let's not talk about Night Before Christmas.
Okay, honestly, I think if any short is going to be kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas inspired, weirdly, I think it's the second one, but we'll get into that.
All right.
But so the just the retelling of the Night Before Christmas. Definitely a trope in its own right.
So not a creature was stirring, except Woodstock. So Woodstock, he held we have a stocking, but an extra large stocking.
Mm-hmm.
We have so trope there, trope with the sugar plums, and we hilariously, this is pretty funny. We gotta stop here. Like Sally asking, "What the heck's a sugar plum anyway?" Charlie Brown's trying to break it down. It's like, well, what's a plum? Okay, let's just move on.
Do you enjoy a good plum every now and then, Dragon?
No, not really.
Do you enjoy? Okay, so you're not a prune guy either, I take it.
No.
Fair enough. I enjoy a good plum every now and then. Honestly,
basically, the plum is the juicier version of the prune, and then so I was like, wait, what's a prune? Okay, we're just gonna move on.
A plum is basically like a fat grape, essentially.
Yeah.
All right, so it's it's a fun little thing we got there with the food.
Yeah.
Okay, and I do really like Woodstock's stalking gag. I feel like that's a very kind of classic, like almost like one frame Peanuts comic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Woodstock essentially is the viewer, is the guy stirring awake in bed, per the story, and we have Snoopy as Santa Claus. Admittedly, it's a very bare bones Santa. I don't know if there's a budgetary constraint or not. Snoopy just wearing the hat. Right. The thing. They don't want to put him in the full suit. They just want to give him the hat because it's simple and we want to see the dog.
No, I honestly think that's the thing. If we go into like giving him the beard and everything and the full suit, I feel like that would be a little much.
The only reason I bring that up is like in honestly this one's a little bit more substantial than some of the other Christmas follow-ups that they've done. I Want a Dog for Christmas, Charlie Brown. That's that one is rerun wanting a dog, and we have Snoopy like as the corner Santa ringing the bell, so he's dressed in the full regalia.
Oh, nice.
Anyway. But the actual Santa, though, Snoopy in a Santa hat, and the dog house is, the dog house is the sleigh. Now, I want you to tell me something here, because I meant to double check this. Do we see the dog house actually off the ground in this?
Oh, what?
I want you to think about it, though. Do we actually see it off the ground, or do we cut away?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think we just cleverly cut to where it looks like it's flying, but it's not actually I actually think that's a good pull. I would honestly have to go back and look just to be sure, but no, I think you might be onto something there stylistically.
That's the fun thing too, because when they did the Snoopy Show, they abided by like the very these grounding principles of like things that make sure we do right by the peanuts. We have to make sure we never see the adults, so it's always a wah 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 wah.
Oh, I feel like the cardinal sin of Peanuts media is adults.
Yeah.
Like the fucking thing where they went to meet the presidents or whatever.
Yeah, don't talk about that. No one's to talk about that, Tiki.
Well, I'm just saying it's like the example.
I know.
Of like
it's the blemish. That's why
adults into Peanuts. It's just not gonna work.
That's the thing. It's like the blemish with the peanuts. God, it's like the mistake. So there's that. Then there's we make sure there's. I think I actually read it today. There was like specifically you can't go beyond the 1970s in terms of the technology. That's as far it's as up to date as it can get. So it's 1970s. That's as far as it can get. That's why we can mention microfilm and that sort of stuff. That's as far as we get.
Mm-hmm.
So like kind of like grounding principles like that. Then you have the unwritten rules like Charlie Brown can't win. So Which again,
honestly, I feel like is shoehorned very, very that is forced into here at literally the very end, which I have a nitpick about, but we'll get there.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. But it's a rule. It's an unwritten bylaw of the universe. Charlie Brown can't win. The most we did is he technically won. Technically, not intentionally. He just lucked into it. He technically flew the kite one time. At the end of the Peanuts movie, he was kind of flown by. He was flown by the. He's more so flown by the kite than him flying the kite. So it doesn't really count. So that's the closest thing to a win that he gets. Anyway, so let's see. So Snoopy in the doghouse, carried by 8 reindeer, which are basically 8 little woodstocks with little reindeer antlers. So a makeshift.
So reindeer. I will admit the visual image of the little woodstocks carrying the doghouse, that's pretty charming.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of like a little bit of like a Christmas card kind of image.
Yeah, very very Norman Rockwell. I guess this case very Charles Schulz. All right, so we name off the reindeers. Here's a trope: getting all the reindeers' names wrong.
Oh yeah, big time.
Which this brings us back to kind of
Dragon.
Pretzel and Schnitzel, Tiki. Well, actually, no. Sal is asking about Pretzel. What about Dasher and?
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I really like the gag that there are incorrect reindeer names in what she mentions. That's fun.
God, like Conrad. Now here's the thing. I'm convinced that Conrad, Bill, Roy, Harriet, Olivier, and Fred might be referenced to Peanuts animators through the years. I actually might be. I could be wrong, but I think.
You would think that if they would put an Easter egg like that in there, it'd be somewhere in there. Yeah,
I think it is because they said Bill, and I heard Bill. I was thinking Bill Melendez.
Bill Melendez. Yeah, I thought the same thing. Yeah,
I know there's a Fred too. I'm blanking on the Fred. If they said Phil, then I would know for sure because there's Phil Roman, but they didn't say Phil, so I can't. That's why I'm unsure. Harriet rings a bell. Anyway, so listening off all the wrong reindeer names, which brings me back to something like the Johnny Bravo Christmas special we talked about. Totally. Not even that one, but the one that was like 'Twas the Night Before Christmas with Johnny Bravo, where he says on Yeltsin, on Nixon, on.
Right.
Hey, where's that freak with the glowing red nose? And we have the random cutaway to the Rudolph in a G.I. Joe thing, and have Cobra talking about the Grinch is the ringleader. It's funny.
Is that the same Grinch from the Family Guy universe?
Oh, no. Well, now that you mention it, that was season 1 of Family Guy. So, well, it was early Family Guy, so. Okay, anyway. Okay, so, I just love Charlie Brown saying,
that was one of the few Family Guy cutaways where it's actually in canon, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Grinch thing, that is how Joe lost his ability to walk, right? Or did they eventually retcon that?
Well, no, you want me to break your heart?
Yeah, they eventually retconned it.
They retconned it was a dumb thing too.
I'm not surprised.
They even mentioned it. Oh, wait, didn't they? No, wait, Joe, the Grinch did that to you. No, I lied about it. Come on.
You know what? I respect the commitment to the bit, though. I respect that they kept it going for as long as they did. But yeah, that does kind of suck that they retconned it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
amongst many failures of Family Guy, I'm afraid. Okay, anyway, so it's love Trevor and saying, "Look, I'm just reading this, okay? Just like this is what it says."
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. And then like Sally said, "I'm going to write the writer a strong. I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to the author."
Now, I will say, throughout these vignettes, I do think that Sally gets a lot to do, which is nice because I feel like the last few Peanuts things that we've covered, like the Franklin short and then the Peanuts movie itself, I really feel like Sally's been kind of like underutilized. So it was nice to see her more at the forefront. If there's one thing that I really took away from this, it's I do really like the framing device that we have for it.
I will say this though, Sally did also get a special herself recently on the Apple stuff. She got
Nice.
she got the new Arbor Day special.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it was basically this thing where she's trying to protect a little flower on the baseball field.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Nice.
Okay. Anyway, yes. So Sally's interjecting. So we see Santa and Santa and the reindeer are dancing on the roof with top hats and candy cane tails. Sally's questioning logistics of the rooftop insurance here of like all that weight on that roof.
Yeah, that's what I like about Sally and her role here. I do like that she's at both parts kind of like the realistic adult, but also like obviously the kid that Charlie Brown's trying to get to sleep.
Yeah, I love that in part this does remind me of Once Upon a Deadpool.
A little bit, yeah.
I still love my favorite. I think my favorite bit in Once Upon a Deadpool is Fred Savage like questioning logistics of if Deadpool gets torn in half, does he regenerate as like the evil Deadpool? Like does he like, are there two Deadpools running around? It's like you actually, again from the comics, so it's kind of right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we see Snoopy. He's eating cookies. He got stuck in the chimney first anyway, so then he has to go through the front door. He's eating the cookies. We have the unconventional entrance through the house. You know, basically, like we have like the failed chimney approach. There's a trope
Failed chimney, sure.
failed chimney. Of course, we've seen examples of this, like in Family Guy and Madagascar.
Indeed.
All right, let's see. Okay, so Woodstock follows Santa in. We mentioned cheeks like roses, nose like a blackberry. We have like the warped Santa comparison trope.
It was like a BlackBerry I thought was cute.
Yeah, it looks like an outdated cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Woodstock he falls and ends up looking like an ornament. It's a cute joke. Some ornament comedy. We have the gingerbread house, very nice.
Oh man, let's just take a moment to admire the food animation on that gingerbread house.
Yeah.
When Woodstock like takes a little bite out of the door dragon, tell me that didn't bring you back, man. Tell me that didn't bring you back.
It does. It brings it back.
Gingerbread houses are a trope unto themselves, I would say.
Indeed, they are.
All right.
All right, let's see. So, I love the Snoopy here. Snoopy loves bunnies. He's like reading that bunny magazine. He's hanging out with the bunnies.
No, yeah, I noticed that. I feel like that's got to be a callback to Easter Beagle, right?
Oh, that's the thing. So the bunnies came back too in one of the specials. So like, it's the thing where it just seems to be. It has to be all a callback to the Easter Beagle because him frolicking with the rabbits. So they always have this thing. We put these cute little bunnies in the Peanuts in the Snoopy Show. So I think it's absolutely.
No, I appreciate that, man. I mean, especially because Easter Beagle is probably like the Charlie Brown thing that I have the most attachment to because it was my childhood Peanuts VHS tape. We'd watch the Halloween special and the Christmas special on TV every year, but we owned Easter Beagle.
There you go. All right, let's see. So, of course, while reading it, his belly is jiggling like a bowl full of jelly.
Mm.
All right, let's see. So he's filling all the stockings, like footballs, kites, perfume, little ball. Woodstock, all the Woodstocks outside the reindeer, they're playing ice hockey.
I think that's a fun little animation. Again, there's just, I feel like with this special, just in general, this short in particular, there's just a lot of little, comic strip gags kind of strewn throughout. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, so we have like Merry Christmas to all, and then we reveal Charlie Brown. He fell asleep telling the story there. It's nice, like, good try, big brother. So Sally goes to grab some milk to help her fall asleep, and we see Santa came, and Woodstock got a giant stocking's worth of bird seed. And no, I'll never get to sleep. And Snoopy eating the cookie, like, was he really? Did he do all this, or like was it being cheeky for the viewer? Like, who knows?
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up, we have the title short of this little collection of vignettes. Happiness is the gift of giving. So, start it out, Dragon.
All right, so Sally's writing a huge letter to Santa Claus, a huge laundry list, categorized in dolls, toys, and surprise me. I love that detail because I think we've all been there at some point where you want to categorize it and make it kind of nice and simple. Like, you can do this, do that,
I specifically remember that transitional point in my teen years when it went from like my parents did not, or my family just did not know what to get me for Christmas, so they're just like, just tell us what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but no, that takes the fun out of it.
All right, so writing the list for Santa Claus, big trope.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, big time. And I feel like this episode, if anything, I feel like all these vignettes kind of take one big Christmas trope, like a Hallmark trope.
Mm-hmm.
Not Hallmark Christmas, but like a big kind of like landmark trope.
However, it could be in a Hallmark Christmas.
It could, but we get the night before Christmas, we get the writing a letter to Santa with this one, and then the next one is all about the whole do not open until Christmas, kind of like waiting to open presents. So I like the variety that we get. So anyways, yes, and Charlie Brown, Dragon, let's just say Charlie Brown is being dragged down by the corporate cynicism surrounding the holidays, which luckily was still a thing in the 70s.
Yeah, and again, was the more so thing is just it's a callback to it's a callback to the original. It's a thing of like the whole this commercialism will not ruin my Christmas, which has always been the great stamp with the staple of Charlie Brown around the holidays. The fact that it's still relevant today, just him calling, even back in
it's way more relevant than it was
even
now.
in 65, just calling out the commercialism, just seeing how it's never not been relevant. It's awesome. Yep. Well, it's sad, but it's kind of like...
And it was more relevant in the 90s when I was growing up than it was in the 60s, and it's way more relevant now than it was in the 90s, and it's just going to keep going.
It's just heady how that works. I mean, in one hand, it's like, man, that's kind of cool, but on the other hand, it's like, oh, man, we're such a capitalistic society. Wow.
Yeah, it's existential. It's, you don't even know how...
But again, only the peanuts could get you thinking like that, though.
Right, yeah, that's true.
All right, let's see. So, in commercialism around the holidays, trope.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's see. So speaking of which, again, and feeding into that, we see the gang making a snowman trope, making a Santa-themed snowman, and everyone wants something. Let's see, like Schroeder wants a grand piano. Someone wants a book. There's like someone wants peat moss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the real.
But for most, there's Pigpen, right?
Yeah, I believe Pigpen said he wanted peat moss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone wants a bat, peppermint patty, etc., etc. Charlie Brown again. He's demoralized.
I feel like Snoopy is really the straw that breaks the camel's back with him, though.
Yeah, but we had a really great Charles Schultzian line here. Really good philosophical Charlie Brown line here. One of the best lines in the special, where he says, "I hear the same two words, not Merry Christmas,
yes,
not Happy Holidays.
Yes, that's classic chart. Yeah,
but yeah, I want.
Classic Charles Schultz. I had that kind of marked down too.
Love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Sam, I mean, what do you think of it? You liking the Snoopy Show from what you're seeing of it here so far?
From what I'm seeing of it, yeah. I mean, like I said, I do feel like the vignettes just get better as we go along. Yeah. So I'm gonna like the next one even more. So I don't know if I'd like watch a full season. Just because obviously I don't have access to Apple TV, but They all seem to be up on Daily Motion though, so if I feel like putting up with some ads, I might do it.
No, they're only like 20 minutes a pop too, so
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Snoopy's got a long list of expensive gifts. such as a gold-plated dog bowl, a motorcycle, and
like I said, I
Olympic-sized
think just how expensive and extravagant Snoopy's gifts are. That's what breaks Charlie Brown.
So basically, this is Saul Goodman's Christmas list. Gold-plated dog bowl, more like a toilet bowl in Saul Goodman's case, but dog bowl, motorcycle, Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Mhm.
So Charlie Brown questions basically tries to instill the moral in his dog. Isn't it better giving than receiving?
Nah.
So this gives Charlie Brown the idea to do gifts from the heart this year. Instead of gifts from the wallet, gifts from the heart. So here's the homemade gift trope.
Oh yeah, big time, big time.
So let's see. So Charlie's thinking what to do here, like greeting cards, like homemade greeting cards. No poem. Nah. Fruitcake. Nah. This is harder than I thought. So then Snoopy heeding the task of his master here. Snoopy rings a bell and he's wearing a Santa hat. He's bringing a box of art supplies, like construction paper and molding clay, modeling clay.
Yep. So they get to work. They craft some rather wonky looking things, but you know what? Charlie Brown's proud of it. He's proud of it.
Oh, but Snoopy makes a pretty good, like on first pass, a pretty good like mock-up of Charlie Brown's head, just like Charlie Brown as like a gift, and Charlie just takes and like slaps it onto this crappy mug that he makes.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we have this montage of art made from the heart there, and he's giving the gifts. It has like a mug without a handle. That was like the introduction, the kind of stuff.
So this is the Jack Skellington thing I was talking about.
Yeah.
So basically, instead of giving gifts that are inadvertently like terrorizing people, Charlie Brown is just inadvertently spreading social awkwardness. He's like the socially awkward version of Jack Skellington Dragon.
I'm sure you love this idea. It's kind of a cross. I don't know. It's almost like a.
I do really like how we're kind of playing around with the whole like, the kids have to be nice, but they don't really know what to make of it or what to say. So it's just kind of like this awkward sort of like, oh.
It's very like a Schultz version of Curb Your Enthusiasm to some degree.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So he was giving these gifts, and they have like, guys, you're right, spreading seasonal cheer via social awkwardness. By the way,
a bit of a stretch with the Jack Skellington thing, but I don't know.
Well, by the way, the idea is like basically imagine Jack Skellington going like, "See, they got it. They just took a little time.
Exactly. Yeah.
If the children weren't screaming in terror, they would have appreciated that shrunken head and that demonic vampire Mickey Mouse, and like the reef that eats grandma. But she's fine. Comes out the other side. She's gonna be fine. It's the reef. Nothing to be afraid of."
All right.
Anyway. So we have also all the snowmen. We had Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the reindeer. That looked really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everyone's like scratching their heads at this. Charlie Brown, he's feeling so seasonal and successful, and of course we have to shoot him down the moment he feels that. So over here's Lucy saying, "Art from the heart, more like strain on the brain."
And this is literally like the one major role Lucy has in the episode, and of course it's just fucking gonna be to break Charlie Brown's heart.
Yeah, how sad! Don't you feel horrible for Charlie Brown here? He's trying. He tried his best, and you know what? Everyone just hears Lucy insulting it. Like, I don't know what the heck. Let's look at all this useless junk. I can't.
Although credit where credit's due with Lucy, she is the one that kind of turns things around. It's kind of her idea to make them into instruments.
Yeah. So, but this is great though. Snoopy sticking up for Charlie Brown here. Goes
yeah, for sure.
And he's like, to Lucy's like, hey, look what you just points to. Look what you did. Oh, he heard me
all day on that stuff.
Yeah. How many thumbs? You know how hard that is. Yeah. Anyway, so Lucy kind of like eyeballs it. Look, I just don't know what it is. Like she feels. I like they're not spelling out like, man, I feel guilty. It's like we're kind of seeing it.
Exactly. That's the social awkwardness of it. You know what I mean? It's like they know that he means well. They just don't really know what to make of it.
Then Linus kind of pointed out, he says like there's like a hole in mine, so I kind of realized that it kind of makes it sound like an instrument. Then Lucy's got like a weirdly kind of like basically it's like the Delia Dietz from Beetlejuice. It looks like her art. If she got into the music business and used her sculpting talents to make instruments, this is exactly like it looks like Charlie Brown might be watching too much Beetlejuice.
Oh man, I love that.
But isn't that accurate though? Doesn't it look like so?
It's weirdly specific, but yes, very accurate.
You were right. You were in the right like zone with your Nightmare Before Christmas comparison. You were looking at the wrong Tim Burton movie.
Right.
Yes, I know it was Henry Selick. I'm just saying Tim Burton's name is on that movie. So
it's all good.
Anyway, okay, so everyone said Charman's feeling a little bummed out as he tosses out the art supplies, but then everyone is rallied and they're playing instruments, and it's a happy ending.
Yeah, I really like the sound that all the instruments make together. Like, it's nice because it's still a little, it's a little what's the word, Dragon? It's a little rough around the edges.
Yeah.
But it's still nice. It's still like, oh, okay, that's kind of harmonious in its own kind of funky way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really nice ending to that one. All right. Oh my god. Little Blue saying sorry. Oh man. Come on. Okay, I guess I'm not going to read Little Blue's comment right now because my laptop is deciding to just lag out on me.
Would you like me to read it?
I fucking hate this laptop. Anyways. Sure.
All right. Let's see. Snoopy versus Krampus.
That would be fun.
There was more of a lead up to that. I'm sorry. I was kind of trying to make some sense out of what he's saying. I just thought of something really random. See, it was a random thought. So, I was thinking of something really random. Could Snoopy beat Thanos? And then he went on to say Snoopy versus Krampus. So, I mean, I don't. That's the thing. I think it might be like an unreal.
Maybe not. I mean, I think Snoopy could take on Krampus, though.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say Snoopy might be the kryptonite for Thanos. I mean, of all the horrible things Thanos can do, it's like, can Thanos really take away America's dog? It's like, it's like until John Wick, it was like the unwritten rule: you can't hurt a dog. And of all the dogs you can't hurt Snoopy. All right, let's see.
All right, anyways, let's next one up. We have do not open until.
So it's Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Trope.
Yes, very much.
I'm saying we have the event happening on Christmas Eve, and also more specifically, I guess to make it more specified, opening a gift on Christmas Eve.
Let's say anticipation of opening a gift.
There you go.
Gift anticipation.
Gift anticipation. There you go. So you have Snoopy's decorated doghouse with Christmas decorations, lights and display contest. So we have a lot of lights and wreaths and candy canes with decorations around the holidays. Trope.
Mm-hmm.
If only we had a bell ding, trope.
Oh man, we should get on that. You know what? I should look for just a little bellhop bell.
That'd be great. I mean, if you could swing that.
I could probably swing that. I'm sure they're available on Amazon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, babe, Prime Day's coming up.
Hey, yeah. There you go.
The real Christmas in July.
God bless capitalism.
Yeah. All right. So, Charlie Brown, he basically tries explaining the benefits of delayed gratification to his dog here about hey, I have your presents here, Snoopy, but does he offer him to open one, or is he just basically telling him I have your presents here, and then basically Snoopy goes to open them?
He opens 2 out of the 3.
Yes. So, but I mean, do you know if he offers him the first one? Then it just kind of goes to I forget. The second one says do not open until Christmas. So I'm trying to remember the first one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have to rewatch, but I'm pretty sure Snoopy just grabs it out of his hand both times.
He's basically saying hey, Snoopy, here's some presents. It says do not open until Snoopy grabs it. Mm-hmm. He opens it and he has little snow stocking, And they says, okay, well this one too says definitely do not open until Snoopy grabs it, opens it, having a great time, and then he has like this little tie that he puts on, it lights up, and plays a little music, plays some music. So again, Christmas apparel trope, with the tie,
big time.
like the tie and stuff there.
Especially like cheesy Christmas apparel, like
There you
over
go.
the top Christmas apparel.
Yep. So Snoopy, and you can kind of see it here. Snoopy, he loves opening the gifts, but it looks very kind of disinterested right after he has the gift. So it's all about the opening of the gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Charlie Brown warns him that look, if you open all that, if you open all your gifts now, you're not going to have anything on Christmas morning. The good news is I have one present left. Okay, I got you. I got one gift left. But I'm going to hold on to it so you have something to open for Christmas.
Yeah, and Snoopy, he's not thrilled with that dragon. He does not want to honor that.
No.
So Charlie Brown senses that Snoopy is going to be weak when it comes to that, so he makes an attempt to hide the present in the house.
I love that, especially when Sally enters the fray here. I love that we kind of play it like it's an addiction.
a little bit.
So Charlie Brown, he seeks a hiding place in the house. Charlie Brown just kind of stinks at hiding things initially. He's like, he'll hide under pillows. No, he'll put it next to the plant with the Christmas lights on it. No, he's gonna put it in the closet. Perfect. Then Sally is like, hey, is that for me? No, this is Snoopy's gift. We want to make sure he opens something on Christmas. Then Sally's gonna help him out because that's the first place anyone would look. They look in the closet. So
I will say the tablecloth to make it look like a table was kind of clever.
Idea was great. So the makeshift end table gag, it's a classic too. I mean, even Abigail still meet the Invisible Man. We have the Invisible Man like bend down, we put a little cloth over and put a teacup on his head. It's great.
Right.
All right, okay. So not the closet, not the makeshift end table. Sally, this is great. Sally's like she kind of holds like a box in the tree. She figures out it's her Susie Snoozy doll.
I feel like this is something like every kid has done at least a couple times in their life, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's the whole like
the gift inspection, shall we call it?
I would say that's a trope.
I would say so too.
So then she remembers, Charlie Brown, much like Yoda here, just like the words of Solomon here, just the words of like if you open your gift now, you won't have anything to open on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a brief random tangent. This whole episode's theme does remind me of this adorable Sesame Street short that I saw with Cookie Monster and Tom Hiddleston.
Oh my god!
And the gag. Did I ever show you this? It was like Tom Hiddleston. It
sounds kind of familiar, honestly.
Okay, so it's really cute, especially folks who are loving Loki right now. But you gotta seek this out. Okay, it's Tom Hiddleston trying to teach Cookie Monster the lesson of delayed gratification, but the meta gag is that it's Tom Hiddleston being kind of devious and trickster like here, where it's like he has there's a plate of cookies or like it's like a cookie. And he eats it, and he promises Cookie Monster, look, if this is my cookie, but you will there will be a reward if you can wait. Okay, there might be cookies if you can wait. So Cookie basically he's teasing him as he's torturing Cookie Monster by eating this cookie and like oh me cookie, oh it's like have mercy on a poor monster's heart, ah. And then of course, he presents him with a big old plate of cookies, and it's really, and then he chows down. Tom Hiddleston's like reacting to the Cookie Monster eating all the cookies.
Oh man,
it's adorable. Anyway, so let's see. So point being, remember Charlie Brown's words here. So Snoopy, he's pacing in the snow, his feet cold in the snow. Anyway, so Snoopy's pacing around. He can't sleep, and he has dreams of chasing presents. So sleepless Christmas night trope.
And I would say just the fantasy sequence is a trope unto itself as well.
Sure.
And let's just give credit where credit's due. It is a pretty creative animation. I do like the style.
Yeah.
All right.
So he sneaks in. He sees the presents under the tree. He goes a searching. He sets the doll off, and this is really cute. He is really funny. He sees like rocking the doll back right before to get to go to sleep. We have Charlie Brown's train, which he ends up like sending out the door.
Yeah. Which I at least there's a little bit of a setup for it. It doesn't like come out of nowhere. I still think the ending's a little abrupt though.
Maybe. So he searches Charlie Brown's room and he finds that Charlie Brown he's cuddled up with the gift for safekeeping to make sure Snoopy or no one gets it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is so sad and beautiful to me. This is like an awe moment here. We're like, oh, we hear what Charlie Brown's dreaming about. He says, "We won! It's a Christmas miracle!" It's like, oh, only in his dreams could he ever win. Oh.
I didn't even catch that.
Really, you didn't? So
No.
yeah, the door. Oh, poor Charlie
Oh
Brown.
God.
He's dreaming he won the baseball game. So,
and Lucy let me kick the football too. That'll never happen. Even in his dreams, that'll never happen.
No, this is what Charlie Brown's dream is. Okay, he goes to kick the football.
Basically, the robot's chicken sketch.
No. It's a little more wholesome. Well, vaguely wholesome here. So basically, he runs and here's the wholesome version. I'll give you the gritty version. Okay, wholesome version. He runs. He kicks the football, and Lucy goes with the football all the way to the moon, like he always promised. I'm gonna kick that straight to the moon, like so they're harmless, everyone's fine, cute.
Oh my God.
Gritty version. Charlie Brown put glue on the football so she can't take her hands away from it.
Oh God.
So even if here's the thing, it's either she's going to get kicked and she'll go with it, or if she pulls it away, oh, good luck with that, Lucy.
Right.
Okay.
All right, back to the episode.
Yes. So Snoopy pulls a little move here, a little prep and landing move almost. He pulls a little switcheroo with the
kind of
gift.
like prep and landing mixed with like the classic Indiana Jones idol switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Also, again, sneaking a look at the Christmas presents, big trope.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Sally is this is great. This is the AA moment for the special. I love this. So he has the gift. He swapped out like baseball equipment for Charlie Brown, like his glove and his mitt and stuff. Sally's like waiting in the chair.
He's in the corner, and he's like, "Do you see my baseball cards anywhere? I asked Santa for baseball cards." Sorry, I couldn't resist. I saw the opening and I took it.
But it's just
just imagine like a little peanut-fied kid version of Daniel Price Dragon.
It's not about the money. It's about my baseball cards.
Oh God. I actually like. Does the Peanuts lineup have like a know-it-all like uppity nerd type?
I mean, it's kind of vaguely Linus.
No, but Linus is wholesome though. He's not uppity.
Look, you're looking for uppity. We don't have uppity Peanuts, okay?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Get little Danny Price in there.
There you go. Okay.
All right. Congratulations, Daniel Price. You're our new inaugural Peanut.
Yep. Did I ever tell you about animated Jacob?
What?
Oh, yeah, right. I never told you about this. On the Phineas and Ferb, we have this running gag where there's this Phineas and Ferb character who's like a in-universe super fan of Phineas and Ferb.
Uh-huh.
And I call him animated Jacob.
Oh, God.
And I ride him about it too, because there's like there's a lot of stupid running gags. Point being, anyway. So
I love how the Phineas and Ferb thing is like the one element to this channel that it's just like I have no knowledge of it, Dragon. It's like my forbidden fruit.
Yeah, and there's like a whole thing where if you ever take a freeze frame of Phineas Flynn Fletcher, he looks demented. Anyway. A lot of running gags. Point being, the reason I bring it up is that the animated Jacob, the Irving character from Phineas and Ferb, looks vaguely like an uppity Peanuts character.
Oh, God. All right. Fair enough.
Okay, anyway. So, point being, Sally's waiting in the chair, and this kind of addresses him like a fellow, like she's Snoopy's sponsor almost for Christmas Presents Anonymous or something here, where it's like, I used to be like you.
That's a hell of an opening line.
It's just, I laugh so hard. I used to be like you. It's like, oh my god, they know exactly what they're doing here. This is great. But like Big Brother says, like, open your presents now. There's gonna be nothing Christmas morning. So this is really nice. The two of them sit on that chair, like, oh, wait here together. They sit there all night. They fall asleep, and it's Christmas morning. They awaken in the chair. Mr. and Mrs. Brown, they're very absentee parents. Yep.
I'm picturing Gary Busey as Charlie and Sally's like neurotic alcoholic dad.
Oh man, why'd you make it sad?
I'm sorry.
Well, Chevron's father's
Is
like a
dad
barber.
coming down? Is dad coming down to open presents? Charlie Brown? No, he's passed out again, Lucy. He's sleeping. Like Charlie Brown, like trying to like shield Sally from the reality of their living situation.
Yep, just like,
Right,
I left Charlie Brown. I left you because you're an insult to my profession. You don't have any hair I can cut.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna find a family with a son who has hair that I can cut.
All right. Anyways.
So you happy now? We're all sad. So,
okay, let's pick us back up, Dragon. What is Snoopy's present?
Good question. I'm glad that you asked. So Charlie Brown congratulates Snoopy and gives him his present on Christmas morning, and it's basically a Russian nesting doll of presents, like a box inside Christmas present wrapped inside another wrapped Christmas present inside, smaller and smaller as it goes on. And Snoopy's like opening them all with glee, and Sally's wondering, like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And Charlie Brown explains, like, he doesn't care about what's in the gift. All he wants to do is open the presents.
Mm-hmm.
And also kind of connects to Charlie Brown with the whole, like, the construction paper or wrapping paper stuff. You get a lot of mileage out of that art supplies.
So I actually have a childhood memory that is kind of reminded me of. This must have been when I was like, it wasn't like, honestly, maybe the logic for my grandpa doing it is that I was getting a little older and there was like, he was kind of like running out of time to do big extravagant things for me for Christmas. So I want to say it was like maybe around when I was like 10 or so. It wasn't like I wasn't a teenager yet, but I wasn't like a little kid. So essentially, like, he put this big cardboard tube that was wrapped in wrapping paper, and it was so long it couldn't go under the tree. So basically it just sat in the living room, like kind of next to the tree, right? And it was just this whole thing of like, oh, what could this fucking possibly be? And what it ended up being, Dragon, was it ended up being basically like essentially like the ultimate Christmas stocking, essentially. Like, because I would open this tube up and there'd be like little mini presents within the big present. So like a few of them would be like different values of cash. I'm thinking there were probably definitely some bags of candy and stuff, some like little Lego sets, stuff like that. Isn't that charming, man?
I think so. Yeah, it's really charming.
Yeah. I don't know that I need to talk to my grandpa about that again.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, let's wrap this up though.
Yeah. So anyway, opening all the gifts, which again just Charlie Brown explains to Sally, and Snoopy gives Charlie Brown big hugs and Merry Christmas, old pal. Sally got her doll, and it was all worth the wait. And poor Charlie Brown, he's like, I wonder what I got, and he has to chase down his awesome toy train down the street because Snoopy let out of the house.
Which is a little bit of a fun gag, but again, I really feel like it almost kind of feels like the animators were like, oh shit, we ran out of time and we have to wrap up Charlie Brown's thing. Quick, he's chasing after the train. Okay, cut to credits. I don't know. It feels like a little, like, it feels like there should be some sort of coda or something. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, it feels like there should be more of a button on it. Or am I just being too nitpicky?
I think you're being too nitpicky.
That's fair. I usually am.
I'm saying, it's like, look, we set up the gag of the toy train, so that had to go to somebody, and if Sally's not upset by it, it seems like maybe that would have gone to Charlie. Right? I think it's logically there.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Anyway. Yeah, and that's it.
Okay, so final thoughts on this one. I mean, look, it's definitely not Welcome Home Franklin, because that thing really, that's legitimately some of the best Peanuts media I've ever seen. It's up there with something like the Peanuts movie. I mean, it really did a great job of contextualizing that character. It was great. But this was just really nice. I feel like the best way to describe this is it's kind of just there's no deep message or story behind any of this. But it's just kind of like a warm hug of a holiday special, and it's just very much the classic holiday vibes. I feel like we're gonna have a treasure trove of tropes that we're gonna need to go over. So yeah, I quite liked it.
Yeah, I found it very enjoyable. I like the Snoopy Show, and this is just kind of more of that, but a little tailored towards the holidays. So it's nice to see like the kind of the Apple, kind of the Apple Peanuts era, kind of tackling Christmas. It's nice.
Uh-huh.
So I enjoyed it.
All right. So yeah, big thanks to Little Blue and Kogias as always for joining us in the comments. And Dragon, oh my God, we got a long list. We got a Snoopy-sized list of tropes to go over. So let's do it.
All right, you got a mug with mistletoe on it.
I love that. That's the first one that comes to mind.
We have Christmas paraphernalia. Okay, we have holiday paraphernalia.
All right, retelling of The Night Before Christmas.
Yep.
Let's see, stockings, of course.
Let's see.
Christmas bedtime story, Christmas anticipation. Well, no, we have present anticipation later, but then also what I was saying is kind of being too excited to sleep before Christmas, that whole deal.
Did you mention the homemade gifts?
Homemade gifts, of course.
Let's see. We have honestly, here's a meta trope for you. I didn't think about. We have just kind of like everyone coming together to cheer up the Christmas loner.
Sure. Yeah,
Charlie Brown. They all wronged them, so they all get together.
Take that. I'll definitely take that. Yeah.
I mean, the first Peanut special started. Might as well put it here. Okay, let's see. So again, we already talked about the night before Christmas parody. Let's see. Well, just in general, decorations to
section.
Yep, gift and yep. Let's see.
Hiding the presents in the closet.
Mm-hmm. Trying to find the Christmas presents. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I'm sure we must have mentioned letters to Santa, right?
Well, we did now.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Trying to steal a Christmas present.
There you go.
Let's see. You know what? Just opening presents on Christmas morning.
Yeah, sure.
There you go. Not with the parents, but let's see. I mean, overarching. I think we have I think that's a lot of them. Gingerbread house in the sugar plums here. I think.
How can we forget the gingerbread house? Of course.
Candy canes. Literally, dancing with the candy canes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We have getting the reindeers' names wrong.
Christmas fantasy sequences.
There you go. Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, Dragon, 1 second, because Little Blue has a very important. He has a very important inquiry here. He says, "Can I take a guess on this? Is Jack? Jack is analyzing the holiday materials. Dragon, what do you make of this scene?"
You know what, Little Blue, I just. That's a really good question. Jack, he's analyzing holiday materials, but there has to be a catchier name for what he's doing here, because I know we're kind of circling out of Tim Burton kind of vibes on these holiday gifts that Charlie Brown's making, very Delia Dietz-esque, I know. But it's like determining the scientific process in which we break down all these tropes and just kind of check them off on like a long holiday list of tropes that we've seen in God knows how many things. It takes a lot of work, and we got to do what little Jack Skellington's doing here. If only we could take this scene from Nightmare Before Christmas and just kind of like.
So I want you to think long and hard about this, Dragon. All right. So we got the microscope part, right?
Yeah, clearly.
But do you remember what specifically he's looking at through that microscope in this moment in the Nightmare Before Christmas?
It's like some holly or some parsley or something. I don't know. It's
mistletoe, maybe?
Mistletoe.
So we got the microscope, mistletoe, putting the mistletoe underneath the microscope.
Tiki! That works!
Next time on Christmas in July.
Fa la 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 la.
I'll put that flea inside of a box, then I'll put that box inside of another box, and then I'll mail that box to myself. And when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer.